Going on, folks? Welcome to Paradise. Today is Saturday, actually. I'm a bit late on the New Mod Friday, New Mod Saturday, because I wasn't feeling too high yesterday. So I went ahead and bumped it back a day. It's not too big a deal. Who cares? I care. I need to stop saying who cares so much. This week's new mod is a really small, simple one. See if I can actually remember the damn recipe. It's a complicated one. There we go. Saw. It's a stone cutter, but for wood, and it's magical, compatible with everything. It's really cool. This mod's by the same dev who made supplementaries, and it's magic. Honestly, I imagine it's similar tech to Every Compat, which is another mod that is the same dev and also magic. But that's a little besides the point. I'll get to Every Compat eventually. I do want it. I do want it pretty badly. But today's project, excuse me, is doing a little bit of a lumberyard, just to fit the theming of the saw here. Though I'm recording this a bit out of order. This is the last thing I'm recording for this little episode. If I look over there, yeah, you can see it's already built. I don't want to spoil too much. This is a quick tease. But I've done things a little backwards today. So it's all over there already. I've already got one of these things in there, but I like having one to carry around. It seems like I left a few other things over there as well. But I mean, I'll just get right into it now. So the first step in our little lumberyard project is, well, we got to cut down all the trees. It's a little bit backwards. Normally you'd cut down the trees and take them to the lumberyard, but without a lumberyard, we need to have the thing in the first place. And so, I mean, what am I saying? The location needs to be prepped, right? So I've got the location picked out. I've had this whole place picked out for, well, I'd say vaguely speaking, for a good long while. As far as exactly where I'm putting it, I still haven't actually decided on the exact spot of the building. But this area needs to get all these trees gone. And as you can see, I've kind of couldn't help myself. I started already. Yeah, some of these trees need to go. I keep getting a bit ahead of myself here and doing more than I can chew, I suppose. Well, I've gotten rid of the trees. I mean, you can see that, but you can also see I've done a bit more than that. I've kind of smoothed out the terrain here. There's a cave going through here, and there was something actually in the cave, and I didn't really want to cover it up. Bit of a POI, point of interest. I want to work with later, but I've just not had the resource I need to really make use of it. So I have a waypoint. Like, I could crack open my map and just find it anytime, so it's not that big a deal. So that's that. I've also kind of laid out a little start of a foundation here. We've got a little stone brick with some andesite brick mixed in platform that I think is going to make up sort of the main bulk of the of this build, I suppose. I should, like, what am I saying? I'm struggling to articulate. Goodness me. No, but I'm gonna be putting like most of the actual like construction on there, or I should say all of it. And then there's gonna be some other stuff that kind of makes the yard itself. There's a nice framework. Got our little crafting station moved over here. And I think I've got some blocks. Oh goodness, nope. This needs to go here. I am rotating in all the wrong ways. What am I saying? Man, I need rotation lock to use these. I had a word I was gonna say. I had like words in mind, and I've lost them. This little space, this little, I suppose, enclosed area, because most of this is going to be outdoors. I mean, it's a lumberyard. What'd you expect? I think this needs to be actually pushed out one more block. Is sort of an indoor. Oh, I have rotation. What am I saying? Indoor little workspace, I suppose. For what's the word? Like doing stuff with the wood, I guess. I don't know what the hell they'd be doing with the wood exactly. But I'm putting okay, that is aligned. That is aligned, and I mess it up. There we go. I'm gonna be putting one of those the saw station, this thing. And I'm okay, what am I saying? I'm stumbling over myself because I'm doing things what's the word? Achronistically. Which maybe isn't in hindsight the best of ideas. Because I don't know what future me has or hasn't done, but oh well, we'll find out, I suppose. This is the saw station. It does this stuff. I don't know why this is in here. Actually, hold on, can this do? Okay, it can do stripped. That's good. All right, yeah, no. So I can make stuff with this. It's got a search bar, which is cool, but I don't like how tiny the space is. It somehow manages to be even more cramped than Chip's workstations. Wait. Oh, that's cool. Cool idea. How do you make a chiseled bookshelf? I don't know how any of this stuff works, man. But I need more slabs, so I'm gonna make more slabs. And it's easy as that. It's like the creative menu. That's wonderful. Oh goodness, that's wonderful. I kinda don't know how I feel about the search bar. Do I close this off for now? I could just close this off for now and punch a door in it later. Or I might never get a door. This is just this is just gonna be an empty chasm of a room that exists for, I don't know, having monsters in it and being dark and taking up space and supporting the roof, I guess. The next big thing I kind of wanted as part of this is no, can I rotate it? Okay, yeah. I want one of those, like, I'm not really sure if it has a name. It's almost like a conveyor belt, usually, that they kind of put the log onto, and it, like, cuts. I need to rotate you. You're directional. Which way do you go, man? Oh my god. That. And it cuts the log down into smaller pieces. You know, I'm sure you've all seen it before. I feel like most of my mental imagery of what one of these places is supposed to be like is formed by in World of Warcraft in what's it called, Elwyn Forest. They've got there's like a place with a logging camp or whatever the fuck. So I think that's kind of where my mental image of all this mostly comes from. For the roof, kind of feeling like it should be held up by the same kind of logs. Is that 3? Was that 4? I think that's one more. And then right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I might extend this out a little bit later. I'm not decided yet. But that lines that up properly. This is not lined up properly because I wanted a little bit more room here. So I think I briefly considered, I put this here because I was considering maybe extending these out a little bit. But I've ultimately decided against it. I'm also kind of feeling just a single little one single door here. I'm not loving the color of the oak door, actually. But I think it's more so just because I'm defaulting to jungle a lot because I lack spruce wood. I really need to find spruce wood soon. And by that, I mean, like, I'm not going to actively seek it out, but I hope I stumble upon it soon. So I keep remembering and forgetting and repeatedly thinking about this roof, and what in the world I'm going to do with it. And I think the answer is I'm going to do oh, very briefly thought I was about to fall and get hurt there, is I'm going to do something a bit similar to the trumpet, I think, in that, I'm going to have, I'm feeling like this stone rim, or smooth stone rim, I should say. I'm doing different materials, but I'm thinking it's going to very much resemble the trumpet's roof. It's going to be sort of a stone rim, and then I'm probably going to do trumpet wood as like a trim. Those words are too similar. But, you know, like a stone base layer, and then bits of trumpet wood on top. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do with the lighting on top of the roof, because I don't want stuff spawning up here, obviously, but I don't know if I want to fill the whole thing in with slabs. I'm also going to need way more smooth stone. Oh, goodness me. That's going to be an issue actually, because I think I'm slowly encountering a fuel crisis, and that's part of why I want to have more dedicated. Well, see, it's not like I can automate wood. I mean, I can automate bamboo, but bamboo I don't think can actually be turned into charcoal, so that's kind of besides the point. But I don't have a mod that lets me just auto chop trees, so I'm mostly just doing this to justify adding the woodcutter mod that I did. So it's been however long, and this is supposed to be a lumberyard, and I've yet to do lumber or yard, so I think I want to get started on that aspect of this right around now. That can stay that length, sure. Actually, what I might do, put you that way, and rotation lock, please. So I want these sort of like little piles of logs laying around. I'm not exactly... Here, let's try this with a little bit of jungle in there. The inside can stay whatever, I don't care. I think it's better with just the oak. I'm gonna need a new axe real soon. Big thing, and I think this is what I was trying to say before. I kind of trailed off in a weird way, and I'm probably cutting part of that. But I don't have like a mod that lets me fully automate wood. So wood is just all by hand right now. Even with this place. This is kind of just me doing this for fun. But, shoot. Yeah, no, it's like, and I've considered Cree, and I think as time's going on, I'm considering it more and more strongly, because it just makes things easier. And again, I am fearful of losing that sort of groundedness. Have this be another pile of oak here. Can I like extend out kind of weirdly? Maybe it's not been laid. Doesn't look as good as I would hope. Like I'm really intensely attached to maintaining the vibe here, but I don't know how well. And this is like the oldest trick in the book here with the rails. I don't know how much I can balance like having stuff good to go for like making videos and like maintaining the old school vibe, because I think in some level just by playing newer Minecraft versions that vibe is just gone. This one can face this way. Pile. This is gonna be jungle wood. So I don't know. It's like I need to really carefully consider my direction here, and I think I've thought of this a bunch. It's like I'm thinking about what I'm even doing here. Part of me is considered just cutting this off entirely, coming to a close, and doing just different, like a wider variety of higher effort things. I suppose. And not that this isn't high effort. Like this shit like takes some mental fortitude. I feel. Is there stuff underneath me right now? How's there stuff underneath me right now? This is not the part that was hollow. Was I've lost my train of thought because of those spiders, but let's do like another jungle pile here. That is the wrong button. They're right next to each other. So, you know, I mean, because Minecraft is such a saturated market, and it's not that I'm like because I'm doing this kind of just because I wanted to. Like, I mean, why do I do anything here? You know, that's the point. It's like almost meditative. It's a lot less meditative when you're trying to talk constantly. But that's kind of the nature of commentary, you know? I mean, no matter what I do, it's commentating something. Not necessarily, like, how do I describe? Speech is commentary, right? Those are interconnected concepts. And, like, there isn't really a way of avoiding... I mean, you can speak... Well, what do I say? You can absolutely speak without fucking saying anything at all. Politicians love to do that. For example, politicians and ChatGPT are great examples of speaking without actually fucking saying anything. This is okay. That's the same sheep that's been around. And so I mean I don't really want to be that kind of just talking just to talk person. But at the same time, that's almost why I did this. It's talking just to talk. So I don't. Part of me is want to get kind of experimental, but I don't know if the series is going to last long enough for me to really get experimental. I guess is kind of what I'm saying. So the big thing is, I'm doing the like. I did it. I did the double sigh thing again. The weird double sigh. What the fuck? I caught myself that. I mean, I caught it afterwards, but like I made the sound. Oh, it's so weird. Like I caught myself doing that when I was editing the counter, the other video, but oh, that was weird. That was really surreal. Like catching myself, like I didn't even realize I made the sound the first time because I didn't know it was a sound I'd make sometimes. Um, and it's so because it's strange because every like I do, like the genuine ones, like that. Wow, it's like the same sound bite every time. It's concerning. It's like it sounds mechanical and robotic and edited in. It's really, it's almost funny. It would be funny if it wasn't so unengaging, I suppose. Like I'm so, that is really gas station. I'm like so, what's it called? There it is again. My mouth moves faster than my head, right? And so I think that comes across with speech patterns that I think, what am I saying? What is the words? Oh my god. Speech patterns that I maybe could come across as across I guess a little unsophisticated. I don't know. I speak a lot and my mouth just goes and my brain and mouth do not always move at the same speeds. Sometimes my mouth goes faster, sometimes my brain goes faster. Was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? That's another like 3 planks. And I might have planks laying around. Wow, it is dark in here. Put a torch in here for now. Laying around somewhere, but where's my thing? I could just, that can go upside down? In what scenario am I going to use this upside down? That's crazy. I had what? Let's just make a boatload more. I think this is just gonna have to be like this for now. If I ever get like creeper falling on my head, that's my own fault. You're hearing it here first. Like, that's going to happen. Almost guaranteed something stupid is going to spawn up there eventually, and I'm going to regret it. In the meantime, however, not a big deal. Not my problem. That's future me's problem. And with the roof in, I think all that's really left to do is the interior, and I do want to do some stuff with the path and the ground, but it's kind of just tedious stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of just digging a big hole and filling it back in with a different block. And that stuff's just not fun. It's not really fun to watch. It's okay to do. I wouldn't say it's fun necessarily, but it's nice and meditative. Okay, here. I need to... What am I looking for? Oh my goodness. Here. I'm all over the place today. It's... I want a slab as... Oh, I have slabs. Awesome. No goodness. Here we go. It's a bit weird looking at it head on. Oh well. Do I have a... That can go in there. Whatever, not a huge deal. I had kind of a vision in mind for this room. And I kind of want to see if I can make this work. I want... Well, I want a strip log. And I want a strip post. So I do that and that. That doesn't really... Because the idea was that it'd be, I think it's the turntable. It's too tall with the turntable. It's like, I don't know, whoever occupies this office is like doing some kind of weird sculpting, I guess. Or like just carving the wood for fun. I'm not sure how well that's conveying though. I think I might just want another stripped oak. Stripped oak log, and can I plunk that? Oh, this is bouncy. That's cool. Use like a window. Though I don't know what kind of window is actually gonna fit in a in a wall like this, because I don't think panes or bars connect to vertical slabs. So maybe I can't do a window. Maybe I've screwed myself out of a window by doing that. At least until eventually a mod comes around with glass trapdoors, and by comes around I mean comes around in this mod pack. Um, more than anything, because I know they exist. I'm pretty sure Create even has one. I've mentioned Create in this video. And I'm debating exactly what I want to do Create, because I've got all this map and none of it's gonna have zinc. So it's not gonna have zinc, it's not gonna have, well, it's not gonna have the ugly ass stratification that Create has. Oh my god. So like I'm putting off Create because Create has a few things I don't really like, and because I think Create kind of sacrifices some of the groundedness. Um, but I still want to do this kind of like lumberyard themed area again, just because of the sawmill. The sawmill's really cool. Well, I guess it's just a saw, but the sawmill's a really cool mod, or universal sawmill as it seems to be going by in game and in the URL even. But the page just listed as sawmill. And again, I can put any old wood type, or just I guess wood in here, any wood type, and it'll automatically populate. It's really cool. Kind of surprised oh, it does have the what's it called, generic chest in here. I was gonna say I'm surprised it doesn't, but it does. So that makes sense. That checks out. It's anything wooden, anything made with just wood, and then anything made with just stuff that's just made of wood. If that makes any sense what I just said. And then also these for some reason, because I don't know, screw you, this mod's janky, I guess. Fairy lights, that is, not sawmill. Sawmill works flawlessly. I think it's just probably some kind of weirdness on fairy lights end. So I went ahead and bit the bullet. I put in the path and all this big ol' patch of gravel and dirt here. And I think the place looks a lot better for it. It's a lot less green, and I think that's the big thing, is it needs to look a lot more, or it needed to look a lot more, like just this area has been trampled thoroughly. And it has, and it does now. I'm not the craziest actually about the, how do I put this? I ran out of coarse dirt. And I know I could have just made gravel into coarse dirt, but gravel, I can't just make gravel. So in the meantime, I think gravel's gonna stay gravel. And as with anything, I could always just revisit and improve later this thing. But again, it's like, oh, well, will I, or does it need it? And I think for now, it doesn't need it. I think this is fine. There is, I think, actually one final touch I wanted to make, and I didn't make. I switched out, not switch, but I put a little step in here for getting up and down. This is the wrong station. How to make some fences. Oh, that's so much easier. Oh, that's so good. I'm curious, like, there must be some crazy mathematics at play for that, actually. But if I just put in some fences here, this should be fine. Where's my axe? I got my good axe. There we go. And I wanted to have this also be a little secondary support, because it's a little bit, I don't know, floaty looking on this end. Other end, I believe, is fine, because of, yeah, it's like right up close there. Let's just make a bunch of fences. This is the wrong station again. I used a stone cutter because it looks better there, but because of the whole context of the area, I keep thinking this is where I go to cut wood. So if I maybe wrap, ooh, that's not really how I want that. Maybe I move this over a little bit. But I was thinking I could just wrap sort of the external section of this with, let's get the rotation lock. There we go. With fence. I have to run over to the little chest station I got over there, I think. This should probably not actually have the fence. If anything, there should be a fence between the general platform and this thing, instead of just being something you walk up onto, but not a huge deal. Not important. I mean, it's not like it can actually hurt me, at least for now. I think there is a mod that exists that does this, and it's one I commonly play with, but I don't know what mod it is. I think the theory I've seen is that it's Create that does it. But there's a mod that makes this thing actually painful. So a guardrail would be nice. Trapdoors maybe? I don't know. But that's a future. That's like a revisit kind of thing where when that actually does matter. But other than that, I mean, I'm very pleased with how this has come out. It's like a whole. It's really cool actually. If I run over to the other side of the bridge, like the whole vibe has changed from that view. And I think that was mostly from cutting down the trees. But it's really astounding how quickly just like 1 day's worth of work can like just hold. Whoa. Can totally transform an area. Goodness. And there's people who do whole like mega projects in this span of time, dude. That's crazy. I think that's the point I don't want to reach. I think is that level where like, oh yeah, I put in this whole thing and it's like, wow, that's a lot. That's like a whole city in like a day. How did you do that? Why did you do that? Are you like what happened? People playing beta could have never, but I think people playing beta could have never fathomed I mean a house that just looks like half the shit I built here, so whatever. I've got like permanent 1710 brain in some level in terms of my building style, I think. But that's neither here or there. Anyways, I mean I've not edited this yet, so and I know I've got a lot to cut out. So I don't know how long this has been, but if you're still here, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. And until next time.